trying to figure out how to fucking make my notes bigger.
Oh. Talk dirty to it.
Well played, sir.
Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. We're back. Season 3. First episode of Season 3. The Lost Art of Common Sense. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh. And this episode is brought to you by our new merch shop. You can find it on Etsy under Lost Art of Common Sense, no spaces. And there will be a link below where you can get these kick-ass shirts like Hands Up My Betweeny Beers. As well as Kevin's got the koozie of the original colonizer. Yeah. I also got some shirts up there for our boys in the blue-collar world. Pretty sweet. Help support the channel. Check out the merch.
And obviously we have our logo on a shirt in case you want our faces on your chest.
And you should.
Everybody should. Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
So, yeah. It's been a pretty exciting time while we've been gone. Basically we've been working. So basically why we haven't been here for a while. This was a way longer break than I wanted to take, but it just happened to.
Yeah, I think we wanted to start back up in January.
January, February, I think, was the latest we wanted to start off. So, but here we are. We're back. We're doing season 3. So, thank you, everybody. If you're going to be watching, listening, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Especially if you want a koozie, because that's the only way you're going to be able to buy the koozies. So the koozies have, we have everything we've ever put out, I think.
Yes. And now that we came out with our own custom designs for our t-shirts, the other ones seem kind of dumb, but they're still awesome and very endearing to myself.
Yes. And so buy some shirts, buy some koozies. If you really don't care about us, but you'd like our shirts, all you guys, a little bit of our logo, and that's it on the shirt. So put some tape around it if you really don't want our faces on you at all.
Yeah, we can act like you're supporting something else.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can, we're starting our own merch shop. I think it's going pretty well, I think. I mean, maybe not sales-wise, but I think
design-wise,
I think we got plenty of stuff out there. Plenty. It's all original. It's all characters that were designed that we had somebody draw up for us. So it's not anything like, it's not something you want to find on the internet. It's all
These
original
are all designs
stuff
that came out of our brain.
Yes. Somebody else.
They're totally awesome.
Our brains, somebody else's pencil. So, yes. And if you guys have any, I guess, you do like the designs or the character work, get a hold of the show, lostcommon1@gmail.com. We can give you the guy's name who does our designs. Is that fair?
Yeah, if you buy a shirt.
If you buy a shirt first.
The guy's cool. I've hired him like 15 times.
Yeah.
I still haven't asked him yet if I'm his most frequent customer.
Yeah,
hey, I got another crazy idea.
Yeah, so he's reasonably priced, so.
And he's pretty good at, like, as long as you're descriptive in what you want, he's pretty good at, like, I don't think I've ever had him I've never had to have him do a full redesign.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as long as you're very descriptive of what you want, he should be able to do it. But he lives in England, so.
That's right. Which means he talks cool.
Talks cool.
Much fancier than us.
That's right. So, all right. You ready to get the show started? Ready to start season 3?
Roll it down the road,
ready for your first question of the new year?
Yes.
Did we do one in January? No. All right. I want to make sure my statement was correct. All right, Josh. Biden got off on the classified documents kind of his case, I guess, but was not charged because he is an elderly man that has a poor memory, and the jury would be sympathetic to him. What do you think of this, and do you agree that a jury would not find him guilty?
Well, I think that his whole document case is complete. How they're handling it is bullshit versus how they're handling Trump's, because Trump's was still at his house and he was going through negotiations with sending him back, which is what, from my understanding, all ex presidents do. The FBI came by Mar-a-Lago, checked him, told him to put a lock on the door, and that was it, followed up by a raid. And he had permission to take those out because I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't matter. The president can literally declassify anything. And by the act of him taking them out of the White House and to his house, that act alone declassifies them. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what these are secrets, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. President can literally declassify anything. Joe Biden, on the other hand, got all of his documents when he was a senator, where you cannot take any top secret or any classified things out of anything or anywhere. Took them, didn't store them properly, didn't have them secure, and then he was reading classified documents to his ghostwriter, which is on tape of him admitting to it. So,
And he tried to lie about saying anything to his ghostwriter.
yeah, I mean, he's on tape. That's what I understand. These Democrats have very short-term memory because it's like, no, you're literally, it's either in the book or on tape that he did that. And then the fact that he broke the law, but they're not charging him because they basically think that the jury wouldn't convict him because he's old, frail, and probably confused. So he's not competent enough to stand trial because they don't think they'd be able to convict him. But it's totally fine that he's the president of the United States.
What did I see before? I saw somebody said this. The last three major presidential candidates have all had, classified document problems. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Only one has ever been charged. I mean, come on. If you don't see the bias in this, then you're either blind, ignorant, or just effing stupid. It's ridiculous. It's crazy that this is happening. Joe, and I like the part where he says that he's an elderly man that has poor memory. At least that actually shed some light to people who are asking questions about his memory and how he conducts himself, and the fact that he wanders, slurs, forgets.
Unless he's super jacked up on Adderall, then he's just an
Yelling.
elderly man who's super angry and likes to
Old
talk
man
shit
yells
and
at
pick
cloud.
fights with the Republicans.
Yeah. And
That
the
was
Supreme
weird.
Court.
Yeah. Hey, I know I got some important cases coming up, but hey, fuck you.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird that people are not seeing what's happening. I mean, I can see turning a blind eye for small shit, maybe. But I mean, when there's obviously duality in the governmental and judicial branches, like not the Supreme Court as much, but just the judicial system at all, that there's such a biased, and no one wants to see it. No one sees anything wrong. They want to keep saying that Trump has 91, indictments against him. But I mean, most of them are bullshit, and at least 6 of them got dropped in Georgia.
Yeah.
I think they can't use the phone call anymore, which is
Yeah.
the whole basis of their.
They had to refile the charges in order to use it.
Yeah. And I don't even know if that one's going to go trial. I mean, is it still going to be in that Fannie?
Well, they're appealing it since she's technically still can prosecute it. She just had to fire her boyfriend. Because it was either her boyfriend tries the case and then her and the entire DA's office is kicked off it, or her boyfriend quits. So that's what
that's kind of bullshit.
So now they're appealing it. But like when you're talking about like how the branches of government are kind of fucked up, I think it's kind of horse shit with, and I don't see it on your notes, so I'm going to bring it up, but the $465 million penalty that they put on Trump in New York, that is 100% a violation of the Eighth Amendment. So when you have something that's that blatant, I don't see how the Supreme Court doesn't step in. Like, it pisses me off that they have to go through all this shit to get to the Supreme Court. Like, yeah, that was pretty jacked up. You don't have to pay that. I'm sorry you had to sell all of your buildings and you no longer own anything and you're not
Was
going to
that
be able
a
to get it
civil
back.
suit or was that can they rule against civil
It
suits?
doesn't matter. There is like that's part of the Constitution. You can't have well, and there are two constitutional uh violations, one federal and one state, because the federal one is you can't be obscenely penalized. That's just you can't do that in this country. Otherwise, a state could do that to anybody that wanted to. Or if a judge didn't like you, I'm like, I'm gonna fine you $6
Yeah.
billion.
I mean, that's exactly what happened, though.
But there's also in New York's constitution, you cannot be denied a juror trial. The only time that they said, and it has nothing to do like it has to do with like companies and stuff. But like this specific charge with Trump is the only one they can bypass it for. But the reason why they put the bypass in has nothing to do with like Trump or even this kind of charge. So I mean, he got fucked, and I don't think she's doing anything but helping Trump. But if they start seizing property, like that's even Democrats that work for Obama are saying this is stupid. You're gonna run all the business out of New York.
This is how this is how you destroy a city is because you have such biased opinions. I mean, New York's is a cesspool anymore, anyways, because it's New York and they allow criminals just to walk freely anymore.
Yeah. Very, what do they call that? Rotating door.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean, it's a cesspool, anyways, and people are leaving, anyways. But you're going to drive out, major businesses. If they find out you can just seize, you can, find somebody or find anything like an obscene amount, without a jury trial, just a judge. Because it's happened on lawsuits and stuff where it's gone to jury trial and they, punitive damages or, $10 billion or something.
Yeah, well, and they do it with companies and stuff, but not individuals. And like, even like the fact that his kids were charged, like that, they had nothing. They even proved they had nothing to do with evaluations of properties for the company, but he charged them. It was like $4 million.
Yeah. It's just a get, man. It's trying to bankrupt, him and his
Yeah, they're making him
political,
pay a price for being him and doing what he wants to do with the country.
yes, not ruin it. Because, I mean, I think we both agree that the toilet water and the turd is flowing down the old toilet right now.
Yeah. Circle in the bowl.
Or circling the bowl is what we're doing. And thank you, Democrats.
Yeah, it's all Democrats doing everything to, they got to destroy democracy to save democracy.
Yeah. What I like is they always want to talk about how Trump will destroy democracy, but they are literally the ones going after their political opponents.
It's justified though because Trump is Hitler.
Oh yeah. Even though the pro-Palestinian people are all on the left.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the people who support Jew killing are all on the left.
Yeah, you don't find a whole lot of right wingers that deny the Holocaust.
No, I mean, I guess if the people say neo Nazis are far right, but I don't think that's even true anymore.
No.
Well,
I mean, their political views might be far right, but they're not welcome on the far right. It's not like, hey, come in.
Yeah, no one wants them.
Like if people found out that like somebody in their group was neo-Nazi, they would be thrown out because neo-Nazis are douchebags and nobody wants to be around them.
Well, you have to figure like our far right, it's neo Nazis, I guess. Yeah,
supposedly
the far right, supposedly, it's neo Nazis. We shun them. The far left are communists, and they are just welcome with open arms.
Yeah. Yeah, they like the Democrats embrace their fringe and we shun ours, even though I guess technically far right is now anyone who's MAGA.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid.
I mean, I'd rather be MAGA than a far left fucking communist.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a horrible person for wanting the country to succeed and the world not to be on fire, and for the government to just leave me the fuck alone and let me live my life.
Yeah, I won't bring that up here. Probably in our other notes on how we're probably going to get started in World War III. Heard off Ben Shapiro today. So, all right. So to the next question that I had written down from for last week, which is a week behind already, because somebody was sick. Trump and
Murder.
Trump, way to eat some Taco Bell, farty McPukey. Um, Trump and Biden got locked up. Not locked up. I'm reading this wrong. Trump and Biden locked up their nominations recently. What do you think of two octogenarians running for president? It's just the best America has. I mean, Trump's great. I mean, I like him. He did well. He's awesome. But he's also still 80 years old. Is there no one else in America under the age of 80? I think he's 79. I think he will be 80 his first year in office, I think. So, I mean,
Honestly, I don't think there's anyone on the Republican ticket. If you're looking to stop the bleeding and halt all the crazy bullshit and uncertainty going on in the world, there is no one who can come into office other than Donald Trump and at least hit the brakes on the world stage stuff. Domestic stuff, we got our crazy asshole leftists, but I truly believe that if we want to save the country, you need to have somebody. And the reason why it has to be Donald Trump is because it already has 4 years, so he can walk in and get to work. That's really, I mean, I liked his presidency and what he did, but that's really the biggest thing. He's already been there. He already knows what he's going to do. He already knows how to do all this stuff. There's no onboarding time to get used to being president. He's already been there, done that. And he knows how to cool things down on the world stage. And then hopefully, if he does get in, he locks his stuff in. It doesn't do what every other fucking president does and just keeps doing executive orders and actually strong arms the Republicans if they have to, call out the people that are hurting America by not voting to common sense legislation to make things better and not worse, and get it, cemented into law. So yeah, I mean, just to be honest with you, just based on that, no, I don't right now at this point in time, no. After this election and after this 4-year cycle, yeah, bring in the new blood.
there has to be new blood, right? I can't believe that. I can't believe the Democratic Party is still trying to.
The Democratic Party, the party of diversity, who keeps electing or elected an old ass white guy who's racist as fuck.
Who's racist, can't figure out where he's at half the time, forgets everybody's name. I mean, it's just there has to be somebody better. You can force him out. Do the 24th, 25th, whatever it is, 25th Amendment, where he's
25th.
Yeah, so do that to him. I mean, he's not going to pass.
But then you're stuck with Kamala. Just because you get rid of Biden doesn't mean you get rid of Kamala.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't take long for her to get impeached or to the 25th, but.
Well, I don't know if she'll get the 25th because I think she won't decline in, her faculty.
Well, and right now, I don't think they're not going to put anybody else up against Trump because the only reason they're putting Biden up is because they can say, Biden's already beat Trump once. Nobody else will be able to stand up.
Yeah, but Biden was an unknown commodity then.
Biden's been around forever. I know.
But Biden, what he ran as, is not the Biden that we got.
The Democrats
Biden ran as a moderate.
The party is shunning anyone who's left center.
Yeah, Biden ran as left center, became Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders ran as Bernie Sanders and got pushed off twice.
Yeah, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. So what they wanted was Bernie Sanders, but not Jewish.
With less crazy hair.
Not Jewish.
And probably not Jewish. I just don't think there's anybody who could go up against Trump right now on the Democratic ticket. I think that's why they've been working so hard to get him off the ticket or get him arrested or something, because I don't think there's anyone on the left that could actually go toe to toe just because of his record.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
mean, he has a very powerful record minus COVID.
Yeah, COVID hurt him, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's the only president ever to lose jobs." It's because of COVID policies. You dipshits.
Yeah, the whole job thing is just
your meme
stupid.
on Facebook was I mean, it was completely accurate.
I stole that meme, by the way.
I know you didn't make it.
Obviously, I most of the stuff I put on our Facebook page, I steal.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you didn't make it. I don't know who made it, but I mean, it was correct.
Kudos to you.
Kudos to you if you're a loyal
Well,
listener.
I didn't give credit because the person who I took it from said they took it from somebody else.
That's how it always starts. No one, I don't know who makes them, but I'm always surprised by how much of the witty stuff you actually find. You're like, is there just a guy just sitting there like just making memes all day? I mean,
that's exactly what they do. I don't know how they make money.
They don't. They're probably the mom's basement people.
Probably. But
they're funny.
That's all that matters.
Sometimes very racist or very insensitive. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, so I don't understand. I don't know who the Democrats. I mean, yes, it'd be technically straddle with Kamala, but if they would have done this earlier, force Biden out, you get 6 months of Kamala Harris or a year, and just
but either way, you got a losing.
But people can, I don't know,
because that's pretty bad when
you got
people hate you more than the person who's actually running the country.
If you cheat enough, you're never a loser.
Well,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm directing that towards anybody or anything, but if you're good enough at cheating and people just don't look or turn a blind eye to it, you can always win.
That is true. Especially when you say the most secure election in American history.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't talking about the election. I'm just putting this in general point.
I'm just saying in general.
In general, if you cheat badly and no one, cares, you can win anything.
That is true.
So
that is true.
You can put a wet paper towel. Why did I say blanket? Man,
I don't know. It's like a suicide watch blanket.
Yeah.
The one that Epstein didn't have.
It's called a smallpox blanket. We used them before.
Reaching back.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to, I know we've hit this subject multiple times last season, towards the end. But Palestinian protesters are running amok around the country and the globe. They're disrupting everything they possibly can. Why are so many on the side of Hamas, including what it seems like a large portion of the LGBTQRSTUVWY and Z, and a significant part of the Democrat Party supporting them?
The only thing I can think of is Democrats like victimism or victimhood, and they're always looking for new people that need their help or are victims, and they can be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And that's the only thing I think of, because Hamas fucked around and they're finding out pretty hardcore right now. And I'm sick and tired of people saying a genocide in Palestine, It's not a genocide.
It's not a genocide.
The Gaza Strip is very small. If they wanted to just take care of the problem and didn't care about the hostages, they could just literally carpet bomb the entire Gaza Strip and be done with it. But instead, they're doing what they can to get as many innocent people out as possible. Grant, I know a lot of people are dying. That's Hamas's fault. And
I don't think it's nearly as many as the Palestinian, health authority are claiming it is. Because that's a trusty source.
They elected Hamas to lead them, and then they allowed them to stay in power. Now, Grant, would they be murdered if they had a problem with it? Probably. But at the end of the day, just like with all the crazy shit going on in the United States, it's arguably the 83 million people, dumbasses, that voted for Biden. It's the voters' fault. We have a representative government, and right now, we be representing that we stupid.
We are representing we're stupid. What I saw was Chuck Schumer.
That was stupid.
criticized Netanyahu and then said that they should have a re-election,
a special election,
a special election to elect somebody else. His main opposition is also on the war council and has agreed to everything that Netanyahu has possibly, everything they've done. And what's weird is Palestine hasn't had an election since, I don't know.
Hamas was elected in 2008.
Yeah. But you're not demanding that they re-elect somebody, Hamas out. Yeah. So, I mean, this is, Schumer's a Jew.
Why do you say that?
Because he said he was.
Oh.
He blatantly said he was. That was one of his talking points early on when right after October 7th.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He literally just says, he's another guy. He's another talking head for the far left. He'll literally say whatever he's supposed to.
A two-state solution, every time Palestine, the U.S. has brought up a peace treaty, Hamas has turned it down because they know they got the support of wackadoos and, anti-Semites and, gays.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're banking on that, but yeah.
Well, I think Hamas is actually banking on the pressure of the community to...
You're not going to be able to have a two-state solution when one side wants the other one wiped off the planet. Not even relocated, wiped off the face of the planet.
Yes. There is no two-state solution. It will never work.
Either that or it's going to be like a militarized two-state union where nobody has any guns and, all that shit.
Yeah, how you want to control that? I'm just saying. There was a lot of talk about helping Palestine and, no one's actually talking about helping Israel, who actually is under threat from its north border and obviously from Palestinian border. We want to send them like $7 and send, Ukraine, $900 billion. Those are both exaggerated amounts. One less, one lower. You figure.
Well, yeah, but the problem is I don't know how much money going to Israel comes back.
Yeah, but how much money going to Israel actually goes to their defense?
Yeah, probably all of it. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're not doing it.
I'm pretty sure I don't think the Iron Dome is a cheap thing to maintain.
No.
Especially when people are shooting 400 rockets at you a night.
You send billions of dollars over to Ukraine and get a few hundred million or $1 billion back.
Well, you get it all back because it's all going back towards these military companies.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I know that we paid the salary of,
Oh, yeah, no, we're propping up their government pensions and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I know we're actually giving them money. So when they tell you they have not given them any money, that's a complete and utter lie. I mean, a large portion of it goes back to our military compound because we send them our armaments, then deplete our armaments, and and hopefully we can manufacture enough at some point before we get into a world war with China.
Well, and you can pretty much figure if a current day in the media Democrat is talking, they're lying. Did you see how AOC for like the 10 billion time made herself look like a total dumbass in the hearing? The guy she was telling Bobolinsky, like, what crimes did he commit? Blah, blah. And he kept saying RICO. And she's like, RICO's not a crime. It's a category. And RICO was 100% a crime.
Yes.
Conspiracy to commit RICO is a crime.
Yes.
And like, she's just like, now granted, the people in her district are like mad at her, but it's like, how do these people not realize that AOC is an extension of her district? So I'm just assuming that everyone who lives in her district in New York is fucking stupid.
Well, it's overrun
just
by
as stupid as
right
her
now
because they reelected her twice.
Yeah, her district's overrun by illegals right now.
Yeah. Well, they're not happy about it.
Yeah, but I mean...
But I don't know if anybody running against her on the Republican side.
Funny enough, talking about AOC, some Democrats are being harassed by the protesters, including her and Biden himself. Biden himself was held up by protesters on his way to the State of the Union. Um, is the left starting to eat itself apart? Like, it's starting to eat itself?
Yeah, I mean, when you push people to protest, and you're riding the wave of people's emotions, it's a risky business because as soon as those don't align with what you're trying to do, then that's when they turn on you. Like Biden's big thing is, well, I forgot why there's okay. So they're protesting AOC because of the illegals. They're protesting Biden because of illegals and Israel.
They also protested AOC. Well, I mean, people are harassing her when she wouldn't say that Hamas was or Israel was committing genocide.
Oh yeah.
Like they followed her for like 5-6 blocks.
Well, that's what happens.
Her and her beta male fucking or boyfriend or whatever.
Well, see, and that's why if the whole subversion tactic works, they're the first people to get thrown in jail and made to gone away because they're emotionally unstable people that they can't have messing stuff up. So, like, if their whole plan for subversion and taking down the United States ever worked, and we were under a communist rule, those would be the people thrown in prison because they're not going to allow any dissent whatsoever, and they will be the first ones to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like they literally led themselves to the slaughter if that happened.
That's what happens. I don't think people understand what communism actually is. The idea sounds great, I guess, like on paper, but it's never implemented the way it should be. Yeah, everybody should, but no. Basically what happens is dictatorship and, there's government controls everything. And if you protest the government, there's going to be no freedom of speech. There's going to be no freedom of protest. There's going to be, so basically these unhinged, blue hairs are going to be thrown in jail first. To be honest.
In the gulag.
Well, because most of the people with guns will probably be dead.
Well, and the reason why communism makes sense on paper is because it's totally analytical. If you show like you have an aptitude in something, then they make you get good at that, and then that's what you do. And then that's what you'll always be a worker bee or whatever. And then the rich will always be rich. The problem comes in is say you're super good at, I don't know, designing stuff, but you want to be a baker. That's your passion. That's when the problem comes in, and then people are like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I don't want to go work in a factory. I want to go ice a cake.
That's when you're going to jail.
And that's when they start squeezing on them, and that's when the whole thing falls apart.
Yes, and that's when communist countries fall, which is almost immediately.
I mean, they can hold on as long as they can through fear and.
Well, I mean, that's how they do it. But I mean,
that's how China's. Like, I don't know if there's ever really.
But there's no class system.
Grace period.
There's no class system. It's either rich or poor.
Yeah.
There's no middle class. I mean, there's barely a middle class now in America, but
a utopian grace period when that happens.
I doubt it. Like, maybe the first month.
I mean, for one thing, I don't even know if you were the freest society in the world. Living in Russia is just going to suck because of their, spot on the globe.
Well, yeah,
but like
Siberian gulags.
Now, if you're a piece of shit and you're or you live in a starving country, and all of a sudden the government comes in like, oh, I have food, I have a job for a short time. I guess maybe like this is good.
Yeah, except for when they keep throwing all their fucking food producers in the in the gulag.
So that's why it's a
or when only the rich get food and the poor get bugs.
That's what they'll be, the Jell-O bars.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why academics veer toward socialism and communism, because on paper it makes sense. It does not work in practical application.
Well, yeah, that Russia kind of, I think,
because of our stubborn longing for freedom.
Russia played the long game and implanted people into the universities and destroyed the universities.
I don't even know if it's Russia at this point. I think it's.
Well, I think they started. I think
it's Nazis, Kevin.
It might have been Nazis. Fuck, I don't know, man. It could. I mean, whatever it was a long game because.
No, I'm talking about today. Like today.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised because George Soros seems Naziist.
Eventually, it's like
Jewish, but
it's like a snowball effect where it just keeps rolling and gets eventually the snowball is just going to roll on its own.
Yeah, people just drink it up.
Yeah. Well, Soros is in hell.
He's from Austria, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to call him a Nazi. I don't know. I don't know if he's in.
I could see him not having to pay a cover charge to go into a Nazi bar.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a drink, I'm thinking they'd be like, "Hey, come on in.
Come here." No, not comrade.
I don't know what they
Isn't
say.
he Jewish though?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think he's full Jew. He's Hitler amount of Jew.
Possible.
Half.
Halfsies.
Halfsies.
I don't know. I just know he's a horrible person. And his son's a piece of shit too.
Yeah, is he still alive? Is George Soros still alive or is he dead?
Yeah, he's probably uploaded his consciousness to a robot by now.
Great.
Just saying.
I did. I don't know. Rich people shit. All right, real quick. It was a while ago, so I'm not going to make you remember a lot. Anything that stood out, I guess. State of the Union. What'd you think of it? Any kind of...
I thought it was a very poorly worded campaign speech. They did it the way that they did because that report that came out said that he was too frail and confused to be tried. And it was a joke. It was probably the worst State of the Union speech ever given.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was weird that the State of the Union started off about talking about Ukraine. Not Ukraine and Israel. Israel didn't come until the end. Just Ukraine. Basically, saying that, Republicans love Putin because,
Did you hear that they charged that Gold Star dad for interrupting the president during the State of the Union?
Because he was mad because, Biden fucked up Afghanistan.
His son was one of the 13 people killed in the Afghanistan withdrawal. Yeah. Bomber. And then they're like, well, I dropped the charges. I'm like, why in the fuck would you even charge the guy?
Just kick him out.
Oh, they removed him, and then they charged him.
Well, I saw him get arrested. I saw he was in the lobby getting handcuffed. I saw pictures of it. Like, just tell the guy to get out.
Yeah, I can't believe.
Did he get an invite? I mean, he had to get an invite, right?
Yeah,
you can't just walk in.
He was a Gold Star family.
Yeah, what would they expect to happen?
He probably got invited by one of the congressmen or senators because they can invite certain people.
It's probably probably from the speaker.
I'm fine with what he did. I get it. He's emotional and pissed off. Nothing's ever come from that. But for the fucking DA in Washington D.C. to actually charge the dude, it's like, what the fuck?
Well, they didn't. I don't think they thought. Well, I mean, it worked out for everybody on January fucking 6th.
Yeah, it should not gonna play anymore.
No,
because you know what? That wasn't an insurrection, Kevin.
Yeah, he yelled. He stopped a governmental proceeding, even though State of the Union is dumb.
I don't even know why they have them. They're all lies.
It used to be just a letter to the speaker, or to the House and the Senate, saying, "Hey, this is the State of the Union from the president."
The State of the Unions are basically it's a propaganda pulpit for the president because I would say 90% of it is bullshit. I don't know about Trump. I would say his are probably mostly true, but obviously fluffed up because that's just how Trump talks. But they're basically the entire country could be on fire. The State of the Union is strong.
Yeah. What I don't like is it's you're propping up the executive branch as something higher than the other two branches. And they're supposed to be equal branches. And I think actually the executive branch is supposed to be the weakest branch of the three. And yet we somehow like a fucking, I don't know, a god, we put a guy up there fucking spouting.
Yeah, if people weren't losers, the legislative branch would be the strong. It actually is the strongest.
Yes. Then I think judicial and executive are supposed to be about the same.
Yeah.
I think executive is actually supposed to be weaker because I think the judicial branch, is supposed to protect the Constitution so it can, strike laws down or, uphold laws.
The only people that can override anything is the legislative branch.
And executive orders are not supposed to happen.
No, they're supposed to be
unless on rare occasion. Yes,
I'm going to make
it
a
was.
holiday.
That's exactly what it was made for.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't made to enact powers that weren't supposed to be the presidential's
And
power.
it makes
President's
the
power.
country too flip floppy, and then you can't. It just fucks everything up.
Well, yeah, because if you can run everything from one office and possibly change every 4 years, the country can't stabilize. And what you're getting is what we're getting now. Is you're running a country from a seat that you're probably only going to hold for the last two presidents for 4 years. I mean, again, probably, I'll change back to Trump this year, but basically what you had was a 4 year gap of Trump where everything was destroyed. So now he's got to.
I can see doing an executive order in order to make, if you need to make a drastic change right away,
Yes.
if you can,
Well,
and then cementing that in law.
For national security, like you're the commander in chief. So, like, let's say the border. Yes, executive orders on the border. I can see that. But just sending money to people, like he executive ordered fucking being able to still doing the student loan thing. He's working his way around ways to send people money or to buy people off by executive order. And he's sending money to people. He sent $700 million to Ukraine on executive order. But what he couldn't do was send it. There's only a certain amount he could send to fucking Maui, which was weird.
You shouldn't be able to send money per executive order.
You shouldn't be able to send. Yeah, no, the House should be the only people to send money to anything. They're the purse strings of the government, and that's what it should be.
Yeah, well,
yeah. If you want to get some
forget how
three-ply,
your government actually runs and supposed to be run, this is what happens.
If you want some two-ply, if you got maybe one ply in the White House, you need two-ply. That's not business expenses. You got to turn that shit in the house or take it out of your pocket.
They get a yearly expense or whatever, a yearly budget.
No. You can get that nice two-ply.
No pickled pears. I went with Charmin.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't know. It's the State of the Union. The executive branch itself has too much power. The president has too much power. State of the Union is stupid. It was an old man yelling and trying to convince. Basically, what he did was, I think, drive away the middle.
He was convincing the left to get off his back. That's what the whole thing was for.
Yeah, because he definitely didn't secure the middle with it. What he did, he secured his base, I think, maybe a little. I think everybody could tell he was jacked up on something.
Well, yeah, because he never talks like that.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Yeah, it might be liquid
Adderall.
Cocaine. Liquid cocaine, man.
It was in his water. Hold on, my buzz is wearing off. There's a button.
Yeah, so. All right, well, that's all the questions I had. Let's go to our segment of Losers of the Week and Winners of the Week. So, Josh, who was your loser of the week?
I would have to say, because I recently watched a documentary on HBO Max, or I guess it's just Max now, called Silent on the Set. And it had to do with there was a producer of a bunch of kids shows like I think Drake and Josh, iCarly, some of those, like back when all those shows were coming out. And apparently there were 3 pedophiles that worked with the kids. One actually was sexually abusing one of the actors for years. And the guy got 14 months, and then a bunch of actors, both parents from Growing Pains, wrote letters to the judge to give this guy, this guy's an angel. He shouldn't go to jail very long. And then they found out what he did. Because all these people were running these. The guy from, have you seen Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, no.
He's the cop in it, the main human character.
Okay.
He wrote one too.
Really?
And he's like, hey, he's a good dude, and blah, blah, blah. And I think all these people had no idea what he was actually being charged for. It was a lot of bad stuff I don't want to say on the show. But like they were just saying under the main guy,
Does it rhyme with grape?
there was a lot of grape and something that rhymes with penetration. Like one of the actual charges.
Oh my God.
Like it was horrible. Like it's like it wasn't as bad as the Jared documentary because that was a super hard watch, but it was just like fucked up. And it's like the guy who was creating all these shows, who was like untouchable, the showrunner, he didn't do anything with kids per se. He was just hellaciously inappropriate, and he was putting in like adult sex jokes in these kids shows. And I think the people that grew up on these shows, I think kids in general with fame don't do well. So that was my loser of the week because I just watched that and I thought that was really fucked
All right,
up.
I want to interject before I go to my
kids.
loser. Do you think this is the reason why some people, the whole QAnon thing where, they're stealing babies and kids and stuff like that, and sex trafficking in Hollywood and stuff like that? You think this is a reason why people believe this sort of shit? Like, there's always truth to a rumor.
Well, and this was this all happened
Usually.
what's his face?
Corey
Who was the
Feldman?
producer that went to jail?
Weinstein.
Yeah, this is all pre-Weinstein. Like this is 90s, early 2000s.
Well, yeah, that's usually when it happened. That's usually when it was I mean, I'm sure there's still,
Yeah, it was all going down, but I mean, but that might help lend to it because there's a bunch of sick people, and it's like I don't know.
Well, when people have power, they don't think there's consequence.
Yeah, just think, oh, I can do whatever I want.
And that's why I believe a lot of these theories come out because people think there's power, because people know people in power are pieces of shit 50% of the time.
Yeah, I'd say
if
at least
not
50,
more.
Possibly 60.
Maybe even 80.
Maybe 90.
Possibly 90.
If you got more money than me, you're an asshole. Which means there's a lot of assholes in this country.
There's a lot of assholes in this country, man. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to go with my loser of the week, and that is the IRS. Because fuck you. You just hired 85,000 more people, and my refund has taken 5 times as long as it ever has to get to me. And I just had to verify myself on an app to make sure. So you hired 85,000 people. The government, weirdly, the IRS is running way poorer than it ever has. It just seems weird to me. And where is my money going? And it's pissing me off that, yes, I got a return, but I paid a hell of a lot in taxes that, some of it, I'm sure went to the IRS agent fucking me over. I don't care if it's a cent, 10 cents, or $1 or whatever. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Or ma'am. I'm not, or whatever you call yourself, goblin. So, the IRS. That is my loser of the week.
It's a good one.
Fuck you, IRS. This is why we're losing money on the show. So this is how I get my drug money.
What? Is there another Etsy store I don't know about?
Don't worry about it. There's not a laundering scheme going on.
Oh my God. We're just trying to sell t-shirts. We can't even sell koozies.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd be
right, now they're going to go after the 7 cents we made on Rumble.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kevin.
So again, like, subscribe, share, watch our damn videos. Whatever you got to do. We make shirts for you. We make koozies for you. And yet people don't appreciate it.
I'm just trying to get a couple more cameras to make it 2
Yeah, that's it. We can't even afford
That's
a camera.
literally all I want to do.
They're not expensive. We're just poor.
They're really cheap cameras.
Yeah, we're just poor. So, shell out a few dollars, get a cool shirt, boom. And for our blind listeners,
it's a portly fellow on a scooter with a giant box of Pabst Blue Ribbon on the back, and it reads "Hands off my Betweenie beers," and it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Once you wear it, everybody's going to want one and think you're the coolest person ever.
And in case you don't know what a Betweenie beer is, it's when you first get paid and you like to have a party and have people over and blah, blah, blah. And then the money kind of runs out and you're waiting for your next paycheck to come in and you got a certain amount of beers in your fridge to make you through to that day. Those are your Betweenie beers, the beers between checks.
Yes. So, or an original colonizer because it's funny and it's an alien.
And chances are it's probably true.
Yeah. Aliens probably colonized this world.
I'm just saying.
We're their descendants or
that's for another
crap.
Episode, Kevin.
Yeah. All right. Your winner of the week.
Well, it's not really a winner as far as like the American people go, but apparently a judge said that illegal immigrants can have firearms while in the act of defending themselves. So I guess the winners would be the illegal immigrants up here that now have protections under the Second Amendment of our Constitution, which technically only applies to U.S. citizens. Yeah, that's a thing. An Obama judge.
But it doesn't even make sense.
I know.
Like, you're just subverting the whole Constitution. I thought they were the anti-gun people.
I know. That's what I think they were doing it. I think the judge was like purposely doing it because of pro-gun people. It's like, yeah, I'm pro-gun. Everyone should have a gun.
How do you legally buy a gun if you don't have...
Exactly. Can't do a background check if you're illegal.
So basically, it was just...
I think it was a token move, but...
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It was stupid, and I want to put it. So I'm like, hey, winners and losers are horrible.
Well, I mean, they're really bad. So you got your loser is a pedophile, and your winner is illegal immigrants.
Well, the pedophile is a loser, but it's a very sad, fucked up story.
Yes, it is. All pedophiles are losers and should be castrated.
Well, it's funny because you see these pictures.
All pedophiles are losers. Not all losers are pedophiles. Sorry.
So you better be a winner. Oh, shit. I guess I have to put
if you're not a winner in life, I'm going to think you're a pedophile.
Oh, Kevin. You and your crazy wordplay. Oh.
That didn't come out right.
No. So who's your winner for the week?
Texas.
Texas, baby.
Texas. The great state of Texas won a Supreme Court ruling saying it can arrest and deport illegals. It is now being appealed in appellate court, so we'll see how it goes.
It's on hold.
But Texas is also my winner because it is holding strong on its illegal immigrant crisis and the crisis during the whole Biden administration and just in general. If they win this, then any state can possibly arrest and deport any illegals they have. So it's not a federal thing anymore. It's going to drop down to the state level. So that is pretty cool. Thank you, Texas.
Texas.
Texas. Texas. Yeehaw!
Stars are bright.
So Texas. So yeah, the loser was the IRS, and winner was Texas.
Fantabulous.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I mean we've been running. Got a pretty decent amount of content for our first episode back this season. So
I did want to say something. We're putting troops in Taiwan, so full time. So that's escalating things.
Should look into that. I didn't even know we were doing that.
Yep. It's a very unknown thing that we're doing, but yes, we are doing it. And China is starting to up its game by flying through the Taiwan Strait with their fighter jets more and more.
You know what we should do is shoot those down.
Yeah, that'd be good because, World War III is cool.
Doesn't matter. We got space lasers.
They have hypersonic missiles.
Hypersonic missiles isn't faster than a laser, Kevin.
Well, you got to lock onto it. Still got to figure out where it's at.
Nah, you just kind of take the laser and you go like this in front of it. You might
just
fuck up a
burn
lot of shit on
everything
the
up.
ground.
Everybody,
We got it.
So So this is a reminder, if you have a roof, which I hope all of you do, because I don't think any of you are homeless, but if you are homeless,
make sure you get the blue tarp.
Make sure to paint your houses blue.
Just saying.
At least the roof.
That might be another one for a conspiracy theory episode. So
I
might try to have more of those this season too.
I'd like to do space leaders. That's a good topic.
I mean, we're obviously kind of a political-ish show, but I like doing a lot of stuff.
Yes.
We're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
We do this weekly. We can't there's not enough conspiracy theories to last for 30 weeks of a year, whatever amount of weeks.
I don't know. The Y-Files guy does it.
Yeah, but he does.
I'll just steal his notes and we'll do his episodes the week after.
But it's a lot easier just to find. It's a lot easier just to, find something fucked up in the government and talk about that for a week.
Well, because that's what the lack of common sense is. Hence the reason we started the show.
Yeah. So.
But we like having fun episodes too.
So you know where that brings us. If you have nothing else.
Oh, I have nothing else, Kevin. Where are we at? What are we going to do?
We're at the White Slur of the Week, baby!
Woo-hoo! What's a honky?
All right. And my White Slur this week is Salt Demon. That's right, everybody. Salt Demon. People who think that whites are the spawn or that they serve Satan or serve the devil. Not Satan himself, but I mean, I guess the same person. But yeah, Salt Demon. White Slur of the Week.
Bow, bow.
So, that's all I have. It was I feel like it was a good first episode.
I think it was probably our best first episode yet.
Yeah. Well, I think this first time we actually had notes for the first episode.
Yes, it is.
Usually every first episode, the last two first episodes we had
a pretty good buzz going the first episode of last year, too.
I'm pretty sure I had a pretty good buzz the first time we ever did this.
Yeah.
So I'd like to everybody thank you for listening, subscribing, sharing.
Check out the merch.
I would
Link
say
below.
I would say thank you for commenting, but you people do not. So, do that. It all helps for the algorithm, for people to listen to us, more people to listen to us, for search results, all that shit.
We're just trying to break 20 cents on Rumble. Is it too much to ask?
I saw because I've been doing some research on Rumble, for, some shorts and stuff. So yeah, you have to put in the lost art of common, and that's when it comes up. So basically everything but the last word is before we come up on Rumble. So we need to boost that up. At least let's get to the lost art, Let's get enough subscribers and viewers to where we can just get to the lost art.
Tell your friends.
All right. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was the lost art of common sense.
Common sense, baby.
Common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense. Buy our shit.
Yeah.
Buy it.
We'll see you next week, everybody.